Nottingham Forest take on Manchester United. Sean Dyche been forced to clarify his comments on Ruben Amorim's tactics this week. Had previously suggested the Portuguese would have better luck if he played a 4-4-2 instead of his 3-5-2. He says Amorim has actually changed his system in recent games. Is that fair, and has he gone more direct?
Certainly gone more direct, and I think we have seen a subtle tweak, and it's paid off, hasn't it? United looking for 4 wins on the spin. There's a degree of confidence, I think, going into this game, which maybe wouldn't have been there 3 or 4 weeks ago. Forest have caused United problems in recent seasons. Won at Old Trafford, I think, last year. I fancy United to win.
A degree of confidence.
A degree of confidence.
Yeah, I think the text message I got last Sunday was, I'm just getting the cigar out.
That was Saturday night, actually.
Oh, was it?
And it was 3-0 at that stage. The cigar quickly went back in when Brighton scored twice. But listen, this is a massive opportunity for United to keep that momentum going. He's had another week on the training ground. Intrigued to see if he changes much. Obviously, Lenny Yoro came in for Harry Maguire. Šeško for Mason Mount. I think Šeško will start this game. And I think it'll be a decent battle between him and those Forest central defenders.
I now feel I've got to clarify my comments about Enzo Maresca's penalties, because if Sean Dyche is apologising to Ruben Amorim, I'm going to have to apologise to Enzo Maresca. I've got to get better with my post-match interview technique. Forest 18th currently. Producer Jeremy thinks they are in massive trouble.
No.
He says that they don't look as if they're going to be able to juggle Europa League and Premier League. Are they still going to be in the relegation mix-up by the time we get to the turn of the year?
Turn of the year, maybe. But I don't think there's going to be an issue going towards the end of the season of Nottingham Forest going down. Not under Sean Dyche. He'll find a way to grind out the points. The question is, can they combine the Premier League and the Europa League? Because we know the owner wants to win European trophies. And with the greatest of respect, let's not forget that just over a year ago, the beginning of last season, many people were predicting Forest to go down. So last season was an outlier in terms of where they were. Now the squad itself is really good, but it might be a good few years again before they get into a European place.
That was always going to be the case, whoever was in charge. But you look at their squad, it's a lot better than West Ham. It's a lot better than Wolves. I guess the concern is those two are going to go down for me. The third place is up for grabs, isn't it?
He's got a bit of the Marinakis about him, hasn't he?
Absolutely.
Sitting there with his arm out like that, relaxed, you know.
I'm in good company. But the squad is better than those two teams.
Yeah, of course it is.
But there has to be 3 teams to go down. At the moment, none of the newly promoted sides look like they're going to.
And also, they do have twin commitments, and they are going to push on in Europe. It is going to be testing for the squad. They've got too many players, I think, and January is going to be interesting because I think there'll be more outs than ins. Manchester United, obviously, Jim Ratcliffe gave Ruben Amorim a public backing. Does that actually end up being quite a positive thing after you sort of poo-pooed it at the time?
Listen, what I said at the time was he gave Erik ten Hag a public vote of confidence and then fired him. He told us Dan Ashworth was the best in class and then fired him. But I think what it has done with Ruben Amorim is emboldened him in the dressing room. So if there were any dissenting voices, any players who weren't necessarily coming along for the ride, I think they know he's there to stay. Manchester United don't want to fire him. We've said that on talkSPORT. Yes, there were contingency plans being drawn up in case the results didn't improve and they had to make a change. But you look at the way they've kicked on since then, some brilliant wins against teams who historically they've struggled against. First win at Anfield in 9 years. Brighton have beaten United home and away for the last few seasons. And as I say, they've got history with Forest as well, and then it's Tottenham next up. So 2 big games. Maybe that guy will get a haircut.
Yeah, I doubt it. Benjamin Šeško, what have we made of the way he's settled into the Premier League?
I think like a lot of sort of strikers, big names, he's done okay without being brilliant. I've said this to you before on the pod. I worry a little bit about his mentality after what happened at Grimsby. He should have stepped up and taken a penalty, even if he wasn't in that first 5, and he did take the penalty, and it was a good penalty. But there's no way that, again, Shearer, Owen, Fowler would have sort of said, "Yeah, I'll wait till number 10."
We don't know that was his call, though, do we?
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't
matter. I'm telling you now, Alan
we wouldn't
Shearer,
know because the manager was at the other end of the pitch hiding.
Well, absolutely, looking at his board.
Has he been better than Victor Gyökeres, though?
I wouldn't say
better.
I wouldn't say better. I think both of shown glimpses without being particularly brilliant.
I was going to ask you about this because I was with Andy Cole and Les Ferdinand in midweek.
Wow.
Right? Now,
They know a thing or two about number 9.
let's be honest.
He was a left back.
They were they were
played with
wonderful.
both.
They were wonderful strikers, right?
Yeah.
And they know so much about how you should move, where you should be. And one of the things that Andy was talking about was he questions some of the appetite of the strikers to be in an area where you're going to score goals. You know, why are you not in that sort of 6-yard box in the centre of the goal, waiting for something to happen, almost sniffing out that chance? That was his big thing. And if you look around the league and you look can you imagine how much money those two would have been worth? Because the quality of those two players, in comparison to even some of the ones that have been lavished with big contracts and spent a lot of money on, is night and day. It's very different being a number 9 now, isn't it, in the Premier League? I think you're expected to do a little bit more, but also they don't get the goals. No one gets the goal. I mean, apart from Haaland, they don't get the goals like those boys used to.
Didier Drogba ruined it for all the strikers, where he could do everything on his own. He could bring the ball down, he could drop off, he could go in behind, and then you could have that extra man in midfield. I played with Coley in the under-21s, and just incredible talent, incredible poacher. Once he got the other side of you, you ain't catching him, simple as that, and the ball's in the back of the net. I do think football's changed a bit, or certainly from the number 9 point of view. So they're being asked to do different things. I think Gyökeres is more of a natural striker than Šeško, but he also does the all-round things. I think Gyökeres wants to get in behind, and he does try to get in behind, and he's still finding his fitness at the moment. You could argue for both of them. But we'll have to wait and see. I mean, it's still a wait and see. I think the bottom line is for Gyökeres is, are Arsenal winning games?
And is he scoring goals? He's scoring goals.
Yeah, but it's Arsenal winning games first.
Yeah.
And then Arteta's already come out and said he wants a striker who, if he goes 6 or 7 games without a goal, that he doesn't worry about it. So he needs to be strong in that. We know that playing for Manchester United, the weight of the shirt, we've seen it. We know that Jason Wilcox has come out and said we don't just want talent, we need character and people who can deal with that. For me, and Burmo and Cunha have a Premier League proven and have shown they can play at Old Trafford. Šeško I'm still waiting for at the moment. The jury's still out. We'll have to wait and see.
I thought he was better against Brighton. I thought he linked the play really well. And actually, I don't think he got enough credit, actually, for the roles that he played in that victory.
I think he scores this weekend.
Are you going to back him? Well, you back everyone.